Let's take a look at the employer response to organizing. Employers faced with organizing campaigns might be tempted to ask employees what their attitudes are towards having a union or whether they intend to vote for the union. Making these types of inquiries is not an automatic violation of the NLRA, but there tends to be intimidating and coercive even if not accompanied by explicit threats. Under limited circumstances, systematic polling of employees regarding their union views is allowed, but by and large, employers should refrain from polling employees to find out who supports unionization. Videotaping or photographing employees engaged in lawful organizing activity is also likely to be considered intimidating. Absent legitimate justification, these actions violate the NLRA. Although some employers agree to remain neutral during organizing campaigns, employers are generally free to make their views about the merits of unionization known to employees. Except for the 24-hour period immediately preceding NLRB representation elections, employers are free to require employees to attend meetings at which the employer's views about unionization can be presented. The NLRB does not police the truthfulness of statements made in the course of organizing campaigns unless the board's processes are misrepresented, forged documents are created, or inflammatory appeals based on racism are made. However, employers and unions are prohibited from making statements that contain threats of reprisal or force or promises of benefit. Employers must refrain from threatening employees as a means of influencing their decisions regarding unionization. Although employees cannot be threatened, employers can make predictions about the likely consequences that unionization will have for the business. After an organizing campaign is underway, and especially if the election has been ordered, employers risk violating the NLRA if they raise wages or make other previously unscheduled changes in employment benefits. Termination of pro-union employees for their organizing activity is an all too common occurrence. Employers must not discharge or otherwise discriminate against employees because of their efforts to organize a union. Such terminations are a clear affront to the rule of law and any sense of fair play. This does not mean that employees can never be terminated in the midst of organizing campaigns. Claims that employees are no longer interested in unionization carry little weight when employers regularly resort to terminations and the threat of terminations to defeat employees' desires for unions. In general, employers must allow employees to engage in discussions about unionization in the workplace during non-work time. An email is a primary mode of workplace communication for many employees. Employers' ability to restrict solicitation via email is of great practical significance. Currently, the NLRB suggests that employees with access to their employer's email systems in the normal course of their work generally must be allowed to use it during non-work time to engage in communications protected by the NLRA. Employers generally should not prohibit use of their email systems for organizing activity during employees' non-work time, especially if employees are permitted to use within reason email for non-work purposes. In general, employees must be allowed to wear union buttons or display insignias and to engage in activities such as lunchtime rallies. When union organization is going on, employers should ensure limitations on personal appearance policies in the workplace are justifiable and not discriminatorily enforced against union proponents. Non-employee organizers, union employees, and community activists who assist employees in forming unions are often critical to employees acting on their rights under the NLRA. As long as they have another way to reach them, employers with non-discriminatory, no solicitation policies can deny non-employee organizers access to workplaces.